Okay, so this is my Samsung Galaxy S22 Ultra. Probably one of my favorite flagship devices outside of this bad boy right here, which is my Z Fold 4. Now, I've used both of these interchangeably since they came out, from time to time, depending on what's going on in my life and where I'm going. I may use this one, or I may pop out the Fold and put the SIM card in that one. But we got a 23 coming out. So what do we think about it? Let's talk a little bit. All right, so this is a model of the actual phone. Now, before you guys go ahead and murder me in the comments, this is just a model. It's not the real thing. We will have the real thing on this channel, so just keep that in mind. This is what it looks like up against the S22. Basically the same device. But I will tell you this, first and foremost, the S22 cases do not fit the S23. The reason being it's a little bit wider, and though it just will not go down in that case. So just keep that in mind. It is, however, going to have a 6.8-inch display, which we can see here does not work. Just once again, on this display, Samsung is said to have Corning Gorilla Glass Victus Plus. So that's going to be a very strong display for this device. Once again, there's going to be no memory card option on this year's device, but you will have the option of having a 128 gigabyte with 8 gigs of RAM, a 256 gigabyte with 12 gigs of RAM, a 512 with 12 gigs of RAM, and also a 1 terabyte with 12 gigs of RAM. So most that RAM that you can get is going to be the 12 gigs in any version other than the 128. So this device is going to have a whole lot of storage built into it, just depending on how much money you want to shell out. Now, one of the biggest things Samsung is pushing on this device this year is that camera, and we can't tell what it's going to look like. We know that it's going to be a monster of a camera because if you go on their website, that's all they are talking about. And once again, there will be a link below so you can go by and check out the pre-order status. Basically, they're pushing the camera really, really big on this device this year. And I mean, the basic things that a device has, this one will have it as well, including the S Pen, which we love so much and we use all the time. I don't know about you guys, but I use mine on a daily basis whenever I'm using the S22 Ultra. But once again, S22 Ultra cases will not fit on the S23. And this is a Appleian move. Apple normally does this kind of stuff because the 12 and the 13 cases fit the same on the iPhone, but the 14 and 13 cases were not interchangeable. So I really don't applaud Samsung for doing that. And I understand that they had to do some things with the internals and the camera and the memory, but the features of the outside are pretty much the same. The dimensions are just a little bit off though. So just keep that in mind. If you thought you were going to put some of those old cases on this, it's not going to work. Now, once again, the specs on these devices are pretty much on par with each other. So like I say every year, if you have the previous generation, if you have the 22, there is no need to go out and purchase the 23 unless you got to have the latest and greatest and you got to have the big boy camera. But the camera on the 22 is perfect, and the 23, like I said, they're making major improvements to the camera stabilization and all that good stuff. So I think they're really pushing, like I said, camera heavy on this one right here. Now, as far as price, we don't really have price points yet, but you can receive the standard $50 off or the $100 off, and they're going to give you like different little incentives to go out and buy the 23. So just keep that in mind. You can do all that through the link that I provide in the description. Also this year, this device is going to come in about 4 different colors. Now, I don't know if they're going to have extra colors as they did with the S22, because this is supposed to be the red, which is really orange, which you're not going to get all into that. But this was an extra color. I had to wait like another extra month just to get this phone, which I will not make the same mistake with this one. From what I've seen online, they do have a black version. They have a gold, they have a lilac, and they also have a green. So I'm assuming they'll have those 4, and it looks like all the models will have the same 4 color patterns. So we don't have all the information. Everything that we have out there right now for this device is just rumors, speculation. February 1st is the day, so just keep that in mind. February 1st, this will be our first look at this. It will get released at Samsung Unpacked, and we will get a chance to order one of the 23s. So like I always say, once the 23 comes out, the 22 will go on sale. And with the specs being almost on par, you'll probably want to just pick up a 22 if you don't want to shell out all that money. And then the 23 is also typically going to go on sale about a month or so after it comes out. So you may want to not get it at the very beginning, let them get all the bugs out with the hardware and the software systems, and then kind of migrate yourself over. But this has just been a first look at the S23 Ultra. Now, on deck, I do have the S23 Plus and the S23 just in models. So we're going to be doing some case reviews coming up very shortly. And hopefully you guys stay tuned for all of that. I got cases just lined up already. So we'll be telling you which ones are going to be the best for this device, which ones are going to be most protective, which ones are going to be the most cost effective, and which ones are just going to be the best all around. And I'm hoping that the magnets, I'm hoping we get some magnetic things and the magnets don't interfere with the S Pen this year, because they did kind of interfere with the S Pen last year. Hopefully they gotten all that straightened out. And hopefully we still get the super fast charging, because I love that feature. Like, I have certain cables and certain blocks that do super fast charging for my S22. So hopefully that will still carry over into the 23. So click the link below so you can get more information about the newest Samsung device that's going to be coming out soon. I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully you guys are too. Just remember, this is not the real deal. This is replica, but I will have the real version when it comes out. Just be patient with me. Samsung doesn't send me anything, so I have to purchase it myself. I gotta wait like everybody else, but this is just for case trials and testing purposes on those cases that are sitting around this room that I'm in right now. So hopefully this has been able to help someone out, and be sure and check on that link in the description below. It'll be there. You can pre-order, go ahead and get your name on the list so you can get one of these. But until next time, Average Tech Guy out. Peace.